Okay guys, welcome back to the channel again. So we're doing the post-fight interview, the raw thoughts, less about testing, less about panels, gloss meters, slickness, all that, more about what I think of these products and, you know, would I consider them and buying them and using them. We'll start with the ones that picked up the least amount of points, and obviously there's the ones at the top, the Sonax and the Feynlab, that picked up the most in our test, and we'll be going through to our grand final over there, which we'll talk about in another video. In last place, the Zaino ZA. I am probably very unlikely to go and buy this product. I'm really pleased that it won the gloss testing because it goes mad about its claims around gloss. This is really like a finishing dressing for your paintwork. It's the best way to describe it. But because I can't use it as drying aids, and I've done all the reasons in the test, this is less about that. I'm just not going to really go and pay 23 quid for this product at the end of the day. Yeah, you need a brand. I think Zaino, we all want them to be active and stuff, but they haven't really done anything as a brand for decades. And you have to market, you have to keep pushing products, you know, in terms of your development and pushing boundaries, you know, all that sort of stuff. And it's just gone very quiet with them, and it's an old-fashioned, well-regarded glossing product. That's what it is. I don't think it really, in my opinion, I don't think it deserves to go through. And I don't think the chemical guys deserves to go through, because it's a similar kettle of fish. Like this product, I almost want to keep it because I think it's so nice to use. It's so translucent, and all this marketing blurb about optical quality and stuff. I think I'm seeing a bit of that when I lay this out on the car, especially on my red car. It's so translucent and it's so nice to use, but it's just like a very good detail spray to me. It's not like the ultimate protection optical spray sealant. This should be their detail spray. It's probably even better than Speed Wipe, but the layman's is, if it's not giving you all the protective qualities and hydrophobics and all that, and it's just a good looking product, well, you know, the layman's guy isn't really going to buy this. And from what I can tell in the UK, there's no one speaking about this, and not a lot of people are talking about it when we talk about detail sprays. And I think it's in a Troy McClure movie, Doug McClure, whatever it is, the detailing spray that time forgot, Journey to the Centre of the Earth. It's that price point as well that I think kills it for the layman's. Yeah, I think the danger with these is people might want to try them once and then realise that ultimately these are materials you spray on the car. And in the UK market, you have to be, I think, probably a little bit more sensibly priced to maintain and get repeat business. Again, all of this is my opinion. You can disagree. Now, this is £10 for 500ml. That's a much more sensible price for a water-based kind of, you know, spray and shine type product. This product has one main claim to fame, and it's the smooth, low friction buff on it and nice finish when it's dried as well. It is called Silke. Ironically, I just want them to hype that up a bit more, get it on the label, because it is really slick. And I think lots of people, including me, a key characteristic of a detailer spray is a slick buff and a slick application. That has it. It doesn't have all the protective qualities. Yeah, that might be a lot of people. I don't think there's anyone that won't like that product and won't like the price. It's just that protective performance that's lacking. And there's a whole load of products, I think, that through these heats that have fallen short on that front. And we've mentioned it. It would almost be good to do a little comparison of all those traditional type detailer sprays for those that are in there. But Jesus, I'm running out of momentum with all this. I'm glad to be on this fourth and final heat. And I think, by the way, guys, this has probably been my favourite heat product-wise. I've enjoyed all of these products because these two products here are still, there's some quality to them, even though they picked up the last points. This product here, I am never ever going to buy it because its comparative price there is £240 per litre, 60 quid for 250ml. One thing I forgot to mention is it says to me 250ml on the website when I buy it. You actually get 300ml according to this label, but that just creates confusion, and they need to align. If you advertise it's 250ml, you have to sell 250ml. I believe. Although, yeah, it's just something I should have probably mentioned in the video because I pick up on things like that. But it didn't really affect it. If it had been the other way around and it was selling me 300 and it was only 250, then you could send it back because that's not good. But you might be able to send it back. That might be cause for sending it back, even if it's wrong the other way. That'd be interesting, though. You'd be a bit of an idiot to do that, wouldn't you? It's like going to buy petrol and you get more than you paid for. You're not going to tell them. Oh, you might do. This product, it's an interesting chemical, as I talked about, but like, I can't see many people buying this. The brand are mega high end. They do go the extra mile with it all, and it's for people with unlimited budgets that have the back cave and want the absolute best. And they say, what's the actual best modern detailing product brand out there with the best premium products? Well, Kamikaze might get mentioned, and they go and look and they just buy it all. So that type of guy, or very high end kind of detailers, the chemical at that price, I'd want it to smash the performance of these top ones, and like I'd want the beading so insane, like the water just poof, it's like permanently dry, and it lasts for like a year at that price or whatever. And it's so slick, if you lean on it, your hand goes flying off the panel. I want that miracle product for that sort of money, and miracle products don't exist. So yeah, that's my raw thoughts on it, but it's what it is. I think we have the worthy 4 top candidates in here. These are all kind of performance detailers that aren't compromised from all the other things you'd want to do with quick detailers. I think Titan's a really good product. Like I said in the other video, a previous product winner, very nice to work with, feels slick, does everything, bit of boosting to hydrophobicity, well written label, versatile product where you can read the instructions and use it. Like, I think you can use it on glass as well, which is rare. Yeah, if you can use it on glass, I think that's an important tick to get in there, really. You know, it's nice to be able to use that on glass. That Chemical Guys product is superb on glass. That's one of the ways I can tell that optical excellence when I spray it on glass. Other details, I'm quite cautious about doing that. Brilliant on glass it is. Yeah, but it also one of few brands to actually, only 3 of them tell me I can use them as drying aids. You know, you need to get that. That's a basic thing that I think most people want to do with detail sprays nowadays. So you need to get on board with that as a brand. Yeah, this could be a potential wild card, and I'll do a separate video on what wild card will go through. There is a concern around it. The branding's not great, in my opinion. That's just a very opinionated kind of opinion, as all opinions are opinionated, in my opinion. It's old-fashioned. Yeah, it could just benefit from that as a piece of feedback from them. It's a lot of work, I know, just keep rebranding, but you're up against, you know, you're up against good stuff branding-wise. Look at that. Look at that. That's what you're up against. You've got to hit that standard, man. I just don't think that's quite there. It hasn't got that sharpness of that kind of expertise in branding, which is difficult. You know, it all costs money and takes time, but it's something to work towards. I think this is going to get outgunned. You know, in our final, we've got some powerhouses that all these big brands have sussed out. These guys are testing it by how well it beads and how slick it is. Like, right, let's go max power then, you know, let's give it full beans. Whereas some of these products are actually a little bit more subtle, less kind of loaded with active ingredients and repellent material and all that, and just more, maybe a bit more fit for your use with less implications. But I don't know. I don't see any negatives with these 2 products and their powerhouses. So yeah, we've got a lot of full-blooded, full petrol products going through. So yeah, that's going to fall short. These, I don't think will ever be wild cards that are going to go through to the final. And there's no point because they're just not going to cut it. This product, it could be a potential wild card. 42 points would have been enough to get it through in other finals, which is crazy, isn't it? Yeah, in other heats, there was these were strong, but there was some other heats where that could have outperformed some of these products that are in over here. Possibly, I'm not sure actually about that statement. Not sure about that. This is knocking on the door. The real reason it's knocking on the door, though, is because of the price point. But yeah, it is a bulk tradey type product. A lot of people are going to struggle to access it. Although, no, you can buy it from that website for like 38 quid and you get like a discount of 4 quid when you buy it for the first time. that's a really competent, affordable ceramic spray that does everything you'd want, but it's not turbocharged. It's not quite as good chemically as some of these premium brands, what they're putting out there. But professionals would just laugh at all of this and all the prices. No, just buy that. That I can promise you. I can promise you. Ironically, yeah, well, not ironically, I think these are possibly my two most favourite products in the test. Certainly that one in this particular heat. That product, I love slickness in a product, and I love slickness without compromise. And here's an example, like the Stjarnagloss is really, it's a really slick product. This tested slightly slicker. When you feel them, you won't really tell the difference, but on the tilt table. But this isn't compromised in any other way, and it will top up protection better. And it's just kind of, yeah, it's got a bit more kind of going for it. But then again, you pay for that. This was like $18.95, so it's not cheap. So this, yeah, there is wiggle room. This is like nearly half the price, and it's, you know, it's a detailer. So is this too much for you? That's getting into areas where only you can answer it, and hopefully by talking about all this stuff and asking the question, it makes you think. Well, you will probably already think about this anyway, or maybe you don't. So let's just take these across. Yeah, the Sonax, a bit like the Maguires, it's a real powerhouse with the beadage, and like, it's quite similar on the face of it. They're not the same chemically, as far as I know. They look quite white and stuff. They probably both use a form of SiO2 polymer in there or something. This is Si carbon technology. Yeah, they won't be the same chemically, but essentially they perform quite similar. I'm interested to get them side by side on a panel and test those two, because they could be strong candidates for potential winners of this overall test, but really so could any of these. So there is our final lineup. Getting to this stage has been about 2 months since we started this journey. Yeah, I feel like I'm ready to get this final done. I'll have a little break. I think I'll give myself a week. Yeah, I've got a week. I've got a few things, normal detailing things to do, and then I'll get back on it. What else do I need to do? I need to end this video now. And my brain's fired. I've been talking to camera, shooting the main video as well. My brain's absolutely shot to pieces. What I'm going to do is a video now or later on picking the wild card. And that, I think, if you agree or disagree, I'm just going to do that by the one that I think should go through. We've got 9 there, so we're going to put one wild card, I think. And I'll give you my reasons, and you can let me know, and we'll take it from there. Thanks for watching, guys. Take care. So this is the post-fight interview on Heat 4. Really interesting heat with some very good products in this line. Yeah, really enjoyed it, actually. Over and out.